everybody. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and I'm here with Therm O Web today, and I'm going to show you a brand new line that I've just come up with called Foil Mates. So, the line is based around an assortment of these pre-designed cards. So, we have background patterns, and we also have greeting patterns. And I'm going to show you how to use both of them, and I'm going to show you how to complete an entire card as long as we have time. Does that sound good, guys?
Sounds great.
Okay, perfect. All right, so this is from our Flourishes, our Swirls and Flourishes collection. And this is one of my brand new foils that I have with Therm O Web. This is the gold sequin foil. Isn't that cool?
Wow,
yeah.
beautiful.
That's awesome, huh? Now, we also have this in silver, and then we also have 8 exclusive Gina K Designs colors, which coordinate with our cardstock, our ink cubes, and then you can make cards from either collection. This is our Primetime collection that has red velvet, sweet mango, wild dandelion, and grass green. And then our Island Dream collection that has jelly bean green, turquoise sea, wild lilac, and passionate pink.
Wow.
The line also has 8 sets of dies, and I'm going to show you a way to use these dies together to make a really neat mat. So, I'm going to start off with a piece of parchment paper. And this is the parchment paper by Therm O Web. It's the Deco Foil line. And then I have just a plain piece of cardstock that I'm going to slip inside. Then on top of that, I'm putting one of our pre-printed patterns. This is one of the foil mates. And I'm going to put a piece of gold sequin foil on top. And to remember the order that you put these on, a lot of people wonder, do I turn the foil upside down? What do I do? Everything is just looking up. Everything's face up. So, face up. So now we're going to put this through the laminator. And this is the Royal Sovereign Laminator. This one is available on the Therm O Web website. People ask me if you can use other laminators, and my answer to that is yes, you can, and definitely try your laminator first. If you're not getting good results, you can always count on the Royal Sovereign because that's the one that Therm O Web tests all their foils with. All right, so this is coming out the other side. Now these are pre-printed with a type of toner resin that melts when it gets hot. So, and it's overprinted many times, so it's very thick and it's dense. A little bit different than when you try to do these kinds of things yourself when you go to the office supply store. A lot of times their copiers are set on economy mode, so you might find that you get splotchy images or a lot of black shows through. These are not economy mode at all. You can almost feel the toner on top. All right, so here is the big reveal of what this looks like when you peel it off.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that beautiful?
OMG, right? OMG.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
That is beautiful.
Okay, so now that, for those of you that, I know a lot of you out there teach card making. A lot of designers out there watch these videos and you guys teach. And one of the really cool things about this particular technique is if you are teaching a card class, you can get 2 cards out of this one piece of foil. So let me show you how to do that. Now this is a piece of toner paper. Therm O Web has toner paper in their Deco Foil line. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down just a little bit smaller than the original piece. So this isn't that much smaller, but it's a little bit smaller, about a 1/4 of an inch smaller all around. Okay. And then I'll show you some finished cards too. There's my glasses. All right, so now we're going to do something similar here. We've got our parchment paper and that piece of cardstock. Now we have a toner sheet, and we're going to take the negative and put that right on top. Like that. We're going to fold that sandwich up, and we're going to stick it through the laminator. And while that's going through, I'm going to show you, let me grab this here. This is one of the foil made sheets from our birthday essentials
Oh,
set.
wow.
So I'm going to make a birthday card out of this, and I think I will use, how about this one? We'll do this one. It's
Yeah.
your birthday. Okay.
It's your birthday.
It's your birthday. It's
We're
your
gonna
birthday.
party. Like it's your birthday.
Now we have die sets here that coordinate with all of these foil mates. And for this particular one, you can either use our rectangle dies or our oval dies. Now, we have them in two styles. So here's the ovals, and we have double stitched and single stitched. So you can see the double stitched will fit really nicely,
Oh yeah.
and the single stitched will fit really nicely. It's totally up to you which one you want to use. But if you choose the double stitched, we made our single stitch dies just about 1/8 of an inch bigger. So that if you cut this one out using another color, you have a perfect mat.
Perfect.
So this way you have all kinds of options. Now I'm going to cut this out using the double stitched oval. Hello. Let me fix that. It's a long way through on this extended platform. But you can see how nicely too that these dies cut. Look at the nice stitching you get in that. You see that?
Oh wow.
Isn't that nice?
That's beautiful. That's the double stitch, right?
That's the double stitched, yep.
So you made the single stitch little, so basically you could just put almost a shadow behind it and layer
Exactly,
it.
yep. And we're going to do that. I'm going to grab
Wow.
a piece of black cardstock here, and to really conserve and save, you can take this piece of black cardstock and cut that single stitched oval right out of the center, and then we'll use the outside as the mat for this piece, okay?
All right.
So we're going to cut this out first. That one's easy, nothing to line up on that. Can you see the way they just fall out of the dies? They just fall right out.
Wow.
And it might be harder to see the stitching in that.
Oh, you can
Maybe-
see it, yeah.
Can you see it?
Beautiful.
Yeah. Nice stitching, a nice distance from the edge. But when you mat these two together, it will hide the stitching on that second one, and it'll give you the perfect little mat.
Oh wow.
So that
That's
gives you so
perfect.
many options. Single stitch, double stitched, or layered together for a matted look. All right, so now let's go back to this piece. So we all saw the positive happen. Now here's the negative. That's that piece that I put through on toner paper, what
Oh,
was
yeah.
left over. All right, ready?
Oh wow.
Isn't that beautiful?
You're literally using every inch of that.
Look, it's clear. There's nothing
That's
left.
amazing.
Nothing left. Yeah.
Perfect transfer.
Yes. So now I'm going to grab another piece of this sequin foil. Actually, why don't I do a different color? I'll do a little turquoise sea since this one's cut out. So this is our turquoise sea. I'm going to trim that down. We have matching cardstock for this, so I can use that as a card base. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to, and when you're doing these small pieces, it's a really good idea to have this big piece of cardstock in here because everything is so uneven otherwise that it could get caught up in the rollers. So having this piece of cardstock just stabilizes everything. All right, so I'm going to put that turquoise sea on top and we'll send that through. In the meantime, I want to show you how you can colorize this piece of cardstock here.
You saying you're polarizing?
Colorize.
I'm colorizing,
Colorizing,
yeah.
sorry.
In that
Okay.
color.
So I just have a little makeup brush here that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to brush off the loose foil because sometimes the foil will just stick around the edges. Can you see it flying all
Yeah,
over
oh
the
yeah.
place? Okay. All right, and then I'm going to grab some of this turquoise sea ink. And I'm going to ink up a sponge dauber, and then in a circular motion, I'm going to add some color to this. But you'll see, once I finish this, I'll show you up close, this does not ruin the shine at all. This just adds color, so now you can have
Wow.
color on the background and still have all of that shine. Let me grab a paper towel.
So if you use the darker color ink, it's not going to affect the foil at all.
It will not.
Okay.
It will not affect the foil at all.
Wow.
So can you still see all that
Yep.
shine there?
Look at that.
You still get all that iridescent look?
That is
Isn't
awesome.
that fun? Okay, so now that we've colorized this, I'm going to mat this onto that piece where we cut the oval out. I'm using this this little mini runner from Therm O Web. It's really fun. I love it because it's a dot adhesive, and I tend to not always nail everything the first time. I like to lift it up and still have a little give. Once you put it down and you leave it for a little bit, it becomes permanent. All right. So now we have a mat for that. Let's grab some turquoise sea cardstock out of here. And I'm going to put a score line in. This is part of the new Therm O Web collection. This is turquoise sea. It is a heavy cardstock. Our colors are 100 pound and our white is 120 pound.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to let you guys feel the white, and I bet unless you've
Perfect
tried
for
this
cards.
cardstock, you probably have never felt anything so thick and luxurious and smooth as our white. Okay, so that's the turquoise sea. And then you guys can pass this around and you can feel it.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
You probably can't see it, but
Yeah.
feel that.
I know
that is thick.
it's hard to feel on camera, but
It is thick.
so
It's
something
good.
else I want to
Good
show
stuff.
you. This is a piece of our new fancy ribbon. This is the white ribbon, and I'll also pass that around to you guys. You can feel how nice and smooth that is. And one of the fun things you can do with it is you can colorize it using the ink. So I colorized this piece here using some of that turquoise sea ink. And then you should let it dry overnight, but then you can certainly use it on your cards. But in the meantime, let's use a little bit of the black. So I'm going to cut a small piece of black here, and I'm going to tape this around the back. And that gives a nice little belly band, and you can see it's pretty that it shows through in the center.
Yeah.
And the white does that as well. The white shows through too. So it's kind of a cool look. And that little gold fleck really adds when you're working with the foil. It just adds that much more shine. All right, we're gonna pop this onto the card base. Sometimes when I'm using ribbon, I'll add a little bit of extra tape over there so the tails don't escape. All right, so that is on there. And now I've pulled out this piece. It was done with the turquoise sea foil, and
Wow.
see that fun little,
That's absolutely beautiful.
see that?
It's just going to end up being a very luxurious card.
Yes,
It's-
it is.
It
But-
is, like,
but the thing is,
if
it's
you
so
open that on your
easy.
birthday, you'd be like, whoa.
No kidding, yeah, right? Okay, so we're gonna add a little tape to that, and
That's a
that
perfect
layer.
size.
Yeah, I don't like a real big edge. I think that that's very elegant when you just have that tiny little bit of color showing.
It's perfect.
Excuse my blue fingers. All right, so now I'm going to adhere this onto this card using some of these foam squares.
Gotta love foam squares.
Gotta love them.
Pop
Love
it
the
out.
lift, right?
Yeah.
Great.
I love that ink on that card.
Isn't
It
that
really,
fun?
it really
just
added to it.
Adds so much, yeah. Okay. So we're going to add that right about there. And then I'm going to add a ribbon. I want to show you how to tie a bow with your fingers.
Oh,
okay, guys?
okay.
All right. So I'm going to cut a nice long piece just to make it easy. When you're doing this at home, practice it with whatever cheap ribbon you have. And then once you know the measurement that you need for that, then you can cut your good ribbon right to that measurement. So you won't have as much waste as I'm having today. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to wrap this around my fingers twice, so I've got 2 full loops. And then this tail is going to go right through my fingers here. So I'm going to send that right through, okay? Now this piece is going to come over the loop and through the loop. So, over the loop and through the loop. And then I'm going to pull that tail back toward my elbow. And I've just made the perfect double
Wow.
looped bow.
What a great
Huh?
tip.
So you always have the perfect bow tying tool with you.
2 fingers.
2 fingers, right?
So I just need to fly you out to my house whenever I need a bow. is what
Yeah,
you're
I'll
telling
come.
me.
I'll come by.
Okay.
That's not a problem
Yeah.
at all.
To make a bow.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, and then I'm going to use one of these Zots. I really like these. I like the single ones. They have them on rolls too if you like rolls. I'm going to pull one of these off and get this on the back of that bow. And then I'm going to place this exactly where I want it. Press down nice and hard. And now I can separate those loops
Oh wow.
to make that pretty little double looped.
How awesome.
You have to play with it a little bit to get it exactly the way you want it, but that
Wow.
is the finished card.
Absolutely gorgeous. Wow.
Isn't that fun? Now remember this piece that we did?
Wow.
Okay. So now
Wow.
for the negative, let me show you a card that I made.
Web.
Here's a card that I made using the negative.
Oh wow.
And so that makes just as spectacular of a card. So if you guys are teachers or you do classes and things, out of one little piece of Deco Foil, you can get 2 completely different looking cards. And when your students or your customers, when they see how easy this is to do and how successful they can be,
Yeah.
it's a win-win for everybody. So
Awesome.
yeah, I hope you guys like that.
Thank you very much. That's
It was
awesome.
so much fun to be with you guys.
Thank you, Gina.
Oh, you're so welcome.